What's up, pissers? We're just seeing if anybody's out there because I'm bored. And Shane pussed out and went to bed. So I was seeing if anybody else wanted to be live right now. Doesn't seem like anybody wants to. So I'll give it a minute or two and potentially shut it down. We'll just see what happens. We've got one little eyeball in the sky. It's Crispy Critter. What's up, Crispy? How's it going, bro? And Ed York's in here. What's happening? And by y'all, he means me. Well, there's Marcos Gamma. There's all kinds of people up late at night bored. What are you guys up to? Because I'm up to 1:53 in the morning and had nothing else better to do. It's good to see you fellas. Ed, you are moving. Where are you moving from and to? I would like to hear that. And Crispy Critter woke up to pee and just happened to get a notification there might be a live, so he had to jump on that right quick. Unless maybe he just keeps his phone open all the time to see notifications that come through. That could be a thing. And what were you doing up so late, Marcos? Tifton, Georgia. I don't know what the second one is. I know where Tifton, Georgia is. I don't know where the Alapaha, Georgia is. I grew up in Marietta, Georgia, and my parents live in Blairsville, Georgia. So I've spent a bunch of time in the metro Atlanta area and then up in the mountains of North Georgia. Where exactly is this place that I'm pronouncing horribly? Alapaha, Georgia. Due east on US 82. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Late evening walk, not midnight yet here. Oh, gotcha. Those evening walks are good, man. That's when I saw my copperhead. I was doing an evening walk that night, and there was a little copperhead just chilling there. Yeah, I grew up in well, my mailing address was Marietta, but it was like kind of in between Marietta and Kennesaw. Um, so I didn't live in any kind of city limits. It was in Cobb County, but the mailing address was Marietta, so I know where some of these places are. And Marcos, you're in California, right? That would make sense with it not being quite yet midnight there. If you ever went to Waycross from Tifton, honestly, I don't know if I've ever visited Waycross or Tifton. I just know in the general area where they are. Waited till the air cleared up a bit from a fire nearby. Is it like one of those famous California wildfires that y'all have every year? I know there was uh one of the years I lived out there that was literally started by a guy driving down the 101 um with a a grill on the back of his truck, and some charcoal bounced out into the median and started a fire. All right, let's see. Alapaha. I'm gonna have to look that up. See how close that is to my parents. But speaking of which, if you're in that area, are you coming to Blade Show, Eddie? Oh, that's crap, dude. Those wildfires are absolute shit. My pronunciation is close. I feel like you're being kind. I feel like my pronunciation is way off. Right now, crispy critter, a what? It's a limoncello Lacroix is what I'm drinking right now. And what are you drinking, good sir? Hopefully, it's something a little more exciting than a Lacroix. Sweet tea. I like a good sweet tea, especially homemade sweet tea. I don't much care for that bottled stuff. It never. There's like one brand I found called Milo's that actually tastes like sweet tea. The rest of them just taste fake as hell. Yes to pronouncing, no to Blade Show. Well, that's a bummer, dude. Love to see you at Blade Show. Meet you sometime. Marcos had a Modelo mango chelada. Or I've had those. Those are good. I like the chelados. Especially my favorite is the original one with the like clamato juice and tomato and all that. That's a good one. Yeah, Milo's is pimp. It's definitely the closest to like grandma sweet tea that you can get in a bottle, and they have all the different versions. You can get them any way you want it, like sugar free, and you can get it with the half and half lemonade. Oh, that's a whole nother level of tea. Is if you brewed it on the porch, that sun brewed shit. That's elite. If the weather is better next year, right on. So you're saying if the weather is better next year, you might be at Blade Show. That would be cool because I have plans to be there. Um, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Yeah, sun tea is good and strong. It's good. So it's got a whole nother flavor than if you make it on the stove. And speaking of tea, earlier the beverage check of the night was some half and half twisted tea. They're pretty decent for what they are. Had a couple of those, and then I'm done. Oh, dude, I've had strawberry pie. I've never had any kind of pie with rhubarb in it, but I'm very intrigued, and I would love to try that. Getting my beverages in order for this week, hitting 100 and higher this week by Wednesday. What beverages you getting in order? What you got planned? Yeah, my parents said the same thing because I called my mom on Mother's Day, and she said they were just now planting their garden, and they usually plant around Easter. So apparently, there's some snafus going on in Georgia with the weather. I like tart. I like tart chart. What Ethan, where's Vince? Vince is sleeping, Ethan. You know that. That's not even a question. You know he's in bed, sleepy sleep. He's been asleep for a long time, couple hours. Various liquid deaths and tea. Oh, I like liquid death. They make good stuff. Really good stuff. What song would y'all like me to sing? Not that I'm going to sing it, but if there were a song that you would want me to sing, what song would that be? Going, I'm not going to go in his bedroom with the camera, Ethan. That is not nice at all. That is downright rude. If okay, I'll make a deal with you, Ethan. If you will mail me your Lamia, I will take the webcam in there into his bedroom and spy on him. That's the only way I'll do it. I don't even think I've had like acorn squash as a dish, so I don't know how that tastes, but I feel like it would be in the ballpark with like sweet potato and pumpkin pie and all that mess. Yeah, well, I don't even know the lyrics to that, so damn sure can't do that. You know, I'm actually Vince might be cat baby Jesus. So Ethan, we got a deal. You ship me that lamia, and I'll take the camera in there. Yeah, just for the hell of it, dude. Just bored. Just wanted to see what was going to happen, and this happened. These critters showed up. I know I actually do know some of the lyrics to that song, but like I said, I never said I was going to sing the song. I just wanted to know what song you might want me to sing. No, we're not talking about one to check out. We're talking about one for keepsies. It's gonna take a keepsies lamia for me to carry this camera in there. And I don't even know because this one's wired up to the computer. I don't know if I could actually do that. I'd have to like send the link to my phone and then get on with my phone and then carry it in. But I mean, we can make it happen if we're talking about a keepsies lamia. Yeah, I could hit another beer to my damn self, but everything's closed around here, so I'm drinking LaCroix. It's like beerless beer, or at least seltzerless seltzer. Yeah, Lammy is definitely goaded. That's a great knife, 100%. Oh, actually, I do have something. If y'all just talk amongst yourselves, make each other happy. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and we're gonna do. Once I get this cable untangled. Good. There we go. There we go. We're gonna do bartending with dumbass. Got enough of that in there? Okay. I had forgotten that we had actually made some limoncello at work with some of our unaged whiskey. So I think that might be actually good. With some limoncello LaCroix. Which I might have to get a little bit more LaCroix because that's pretty thick. No, it's pretty good. We'll go with that. All right. Crispy Critter is in the courting stage of a Curtis F3 Spanto. I've handled one Curtis F3 large. I dug it. It was back in the early days, and there was some uh, issues with it. I mean, they weren't serious issues; they were very easily fixed. And I think my man fixed them fairly well and fairly quickly. Um, so I dug it. Well, screw you too, Ethan. Just pop in and then pop right back out, man. On top of not coming to Blade Show, you're just a big disappointment tonight. But in all seriousness, love you, dude, and it was good to see you. And I am disappointed that I'm not going to see you this weekend. Had a medium, very Hendery. Think I'd like the large more. I guess you're still talking about the Curtis. And I don't know. Yeah, I've never handled the medium. I thought the large was cool. A little big for me because I'm not like a big knife type guy. And Crispy is correct. They do have some really cool clips. So since me and Shane don't really talk knife content, but we can talk a little bit on here if you want. Like, anybody got a not necessarily grail, but a knife they would love to have that is within their reach and they just haven't gotten it yet, and for one reason or the other. But are planning on getting it in the near future. Because I've got a couple, especially going to Blade Show. There's a couple, if the price is right, that I'm looking at getting at least one. Mainly, what I'm looking for, and it's nothing special. It's just never in stock, and I've wanted one forever. Is I would love to get a an Emerson Mini A100, and then do some modding to it. At least put my Micarta scales on it. Get rid of that nasty G10. But that's a knife I've been wanting for a while, and just never have pulled the trigger on it. An S&G, that's a good one. Megalodon for Crispy Critter. Are you telling me to sing something from the band Megalodon? This Stang Blade Works Pyrenees. Been after that stupid thing for 4 years. Dude, I've been after the Mini A100 for at least 4 years. It's like every time I get on, because you can put in your email address and they'll notify you when it's in stock. But every time they do, I don't have the money to get one. Ed York finally got a Bark River. What model did you get? I to a certain extent, I love Bark River knives. I love what they're about. I think, and maybe they fixed them since I've had one. They do have some production issues with burning blades, but that's what comes with the hand grinding fixed blades and shit. But I've had several Bark River knives, and regardless of any of the small inconsistencies on them, I love them all. But I think my favorite are the smaller ones. Bravo Necker. That sounds like a good one. I like I said, I love the small ones. A Gunny, Bravo 1.5 and 2. I did have a Bravo 1.5, and that bastard is big. And it had that it was cool shit. I can't remember what the steel was, but it had the white paper micarta handle scales on it. Looked good as shit. And Steve's gonna make me look this fucking knife up. Stang Blade Works Pyrenees. I think I found. Ooh, it's a good looking knife. Let's see if I can share it. Yeah, it's a good looking knife. I like that some bitch. But he has a Mini A100, then he modded it. Great knife for the price, and the mods were fairly cheap. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna end up doing. Is if I get a Mini A100. I'm gonna need it modded for sure. And actually, that was one of the bark rivers I had was a Kalahari Bushman too. Good knife. And this is actually it's a whole different format called Liverex, Zach. So it's the format of the future. Gunny 3V 1.5, 2 and 3V and ground into a spear point. I cannot for the life of me remember what the steel was on well no I didn't have the Gunny, I had the Bravo. But what my 1.5 was in, I think, oh yeah, I think it was an A2, just like you're saying there. I read it all fucked up. Oh, guess what, Zach? Right here in Huntsville, Alabama, we have a Dutch Brothers. I know you'll be excited about that. I haven't tried it yet, but it's on my list of things to do. Um, I'm not keeping you from sleeping, Maddie. I'm not over there tickling your balls or anything, or you know, rubbing your back in a sensual manner. So I'm not keeping you from sleeping. You can cut all your devices off and go to sleep and stop blaming your lack of sleep on me. That would be nice because I don't need that kind of guilt right now in my life. Edward York, I know you are a smarter man than to have thought Ultim was the future. Because to me, Ultim just looks like clear FRN that's been sitting around in a smoker's house for 20 years. But yeah, the Gunny is a good one, dude. Is I know there's a Gunny something, but is it just the Gunny that um Apostle P designed? Because I know he designed one, and it was a Gunny something. Oh, but so also, if there is no Mini A100 at Blade Show, I'm also planning on going to Donnie Bliss's table, checking out what he's got, and also Edgy Blades Works Scott, seeing what he's got and seeing what their price ranges are. Not my lie. I'm just repeating it. Yeah, I feel you there, brother. It's definitely been promoted as the material of the future. But like I said, it looks like honestly, it looks like some plastic shit that somebody had sitting around their house and smoked cigarettes for 20 or 30 years and colored it up a little bit. Ultim is stored in the balls. What kind of balls, Maddie? We talking about basketballs, racquetballs, pickleball. That's the new big thing, pickleball. Apparently, you can't go to a tennis court now without being forced to play pickleball. So pickleball. So that's the new thing. So maybe it's stored in the pickleballs. No, One Moon. We are well. We might be sleeping, and if that's the case, we are sleep live streaming, which is not totally out of the question. But other than that, hopefully we are not sleeping because that would make this weird shit even weirder. Zach stuff. I got a question for you, my friend. How you living, buddy? Long time no talk to. I miss you, dog. Zach's my homie, man. That's just in case any of you guys in here didn't know. Zach is one of the most genuinely good people in this community. So if you ever run across him, it, here's the thing: if you ever have the opportunity to do a nice thing for Zach, fucking do it because he deserves it. All the good stuff he does for everybody else, he deserves a DSKFS headed his way every once in a while, if you know what I mean. Not to take anything away from any of you other guys, because just in my experience, every single person in here is a very good person, except for Maddie. He's not. We don't like Maddie. We tolerate him. We put up with his bullshit because he's special. So, we feel bad not putting up with his bullshit, but don't tell him that because we want him to think that we actually like him. I mean, for Christ's sake, the dude walked around a knife convention, a professional area of people trying to peddle their wares, and gave a leather maker grief about making him a leather cod piece. Although the funny thing was, he got schooled on how apparently leather cod pieces are not the way to go in that style of dress. So, well, okay, so maybe hate is too strong of a word. Um, we greatly dislike you. Is that a better way to put it? I don't know. You're just too damn big, dude. Like, nobody that big is that nice. Like, there's got to be some sort of fakeness going on there. That's all I'm saying. Yes, it was basically a crotch curtain is what the guy was trying to sell him. Maddie did not buy one because, of course, he's got in his head stuck codpiece. So I think Maddie, I think you should move on from the codpiece and look more into the crotch curtain. I think you could get very period authentic with your crotch curtain and have one hell of a cosplay. Less sweaty with the balls too. I feel like the curtain's gonna breathe more than a sack of leather wrapped around your scrotum. And plus, you probably have a little rod where you can like open and close the curtains depending on the temperature. So wait, what? So Brant's got? Does he have a secret collection to get the Benchmades for him? Does Brant have a secret Benchmade collection that we don't know about? I've seen the very expansive Hinderer collection. Wait, does Brant have some of the antenna butterfly Benchmades? I feel like that would be something he would have just because he's Brant. And if that's the case, I will myself travel to Texas, break into his palatial home on his expansive ranch, and steal those antennae Benchmades for you. Yeah, that sounds like Brant. He likes to flex. Brant loves to flex in his special little way, and it tickles him to death when he can flex on somebody. That is literally the highlight of his week. He does his little giggle. Gets a little sassy about it. Might put on a Michael Myers mask while he shows it. Maddie, quick question. Um, there is no wrong answer as long as you say yes. Are you coming to Blade Show Atlanta this year? No wrong answer other than no. But are you coming to Blade Show Atlanta this year? That's my question for you. Zach, also for you, are you coming to Blade Show Atlanta this year? Again, no wrong answer as long as you don't say no. Maddie says that Maddie has left the chat, which leads me to believe that he's ducking the fact that he's going to say no. See, look, here's a real man right here. Like I said, this is a man's man, America's man, the Blade community's man. No Blade Show Atlanta for me. Not enough vacation time and training new staff. See, that's a real man right there. Working hard. Doesn't have the vacation because he's working hard. Training new staff because he's working hard. And Maddie says Maddie has left the chat. So far in this live stream, the moral of the story is be more like Zach. Just saying. Zach is 400 times the man I am. We know this. You are a small, tiny, imperceptible child that just happens to be 7 feet tall. Dude, that's the key right there, Steve. I'm telling you, the first year I went to Blade Show, I stressed my ass out trying to buy shit I couldn't afford because I thought I needed it. And then every year since, I've literally not gone in planning to buy a damn thing and have just basically wandered around the entire Galleria, meeting people and hanging out, and it was the best time of my life. So hopefully, Steve, you if you can't make it this year, you will make it soon. While people are hanging out and looking at cool things, I'll be camping and off-roading. Oh, funny thing, Maddie, in just the general area of where Blade Show is gonna be, they also have facilities for camping and off-roading. So, yeah, not a valid excuse. If I could do all the walking, I would be there. Crispy Critter, I would piggyback your ass, dude. So if that's all that's stopping you, come on down, dude. You can stay at our Airbnb. I'll buy one of those like person backpacks, put you in it, and I will carry you around Blade Show. And that's no bullshit. I would if you showed up, I would literally do that. 6'4", 310 pounds. Well, here's the thing. My whole life, I've been freakishly strong for my size. So that ain't no thing, dude. I could get you around. I mean, we could get a scooter to help out, but no, I'd rather tote him around, dude. Or if we could get freaking Maddie to come, like he could carry you around in the palm of his hand. I'm telling you, Crispy, you if you can get the Blade Show, I'll carry your ass around. You will get around Blade Show. We'll have fun too. I'll let you hold the camera and you can just film everything. That'll be fun. Get him a chariot. Dude, do you do you know how badass that would be? Freaking Crispy Critter rolling through Blade Show in a chariot. It'd be like the Daniel Boone guy that's there every year, but in a more Roman Empire mode. Master Blaster. No, I'm not saying you could sit on my shoulders per se, but we could, I could piggyback the hell out of you. Yes, we could. And all of us King's men still couldn't put that Humpty Dumpty bitch back together again. This is damn it, Sparta. And if Crispy, if you need somebody like chest kicked into a hole, I got you, dog. And what's funny, Crispy, you're actually compared to what I used to be, you're a very fit dude because you're 6'4", 310 pounds. I'm like 5'9.5", and what 3 years ago I was 296. So that was my wake up call. I'm like, dude, I'm a short little bastard. I should not weigh this much. And it worked. Now I'm like this thin guy that gets accused of being gay all the time, but cool with me because chicks dig the gay guys. My happy weight is 260. Well, I mean, you're 50 pounds away from it, dude. So I got faith in you, brother. You can get there before you know it. I have faith in everybody because if I can do it, dude, anybody can freaking do it. Because I got the shittiest willpower in the world. And also, if we're gonna play dress up, I want Maddie wearing a ball curtain and carrying a shield, and some of that fine Pakistan Damascus, maybe a broadsword made of fine Pakistan Damascus. Hardworking knife for you, my friend. Mm. I'm gonna go out on a limb, Maddie, and say that Joe is not gonna make anything that is gonna be ball adjacent. You had your chance at Blade Show. I feel like that dude would have made you a ball curtain because he schooled you on it. But I mean, maybe Joe will. Yeah, you'll have to talk to him. Hopefully, it's some of that really stiff, like Horween leather that rubs your balls raw. Right, Zach? And then is that what it's gonna take to get you to Blade Show this year? To, to shirk your duties as far as training and stuff? If we could make that happen, would you come to Blade Show? Oh, see, Joe said no. Joe does not want any of his leather, anywhere near your nasty, testicles, Maddie, so Nope's a lot leather himself. Have you noticed though, Maddie, he only says no to you. Anytime anybody else asks him if he can make something, he's like, "Hell yeah, I can make it." And then he makes it, and then they're happy. So I think it might be a you problem, Maddie. Maybe Joe just doesn't like satisfaction. Or maybe he just doesn't want a product with his name and insignia on it to be rubbing against your nether regions. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Joe never said he couldn't. He said he wouldn't. And I think he's well within his rights to say that. But I can just see Matty right now walking around Blade Show, flashing his codpiece with the Lancelot leather logo on it, going, "Look what Joe made! Look what Joe made!" And I mean, one of two things could happen. It could either like gain you a whole lot of business or lose you some business. So I don't know if you want to take that chance. See that exactly. That's the problem. I need a mat like all the cool. I didn't, dude. I wasn't one of the cool kids. I didn't have a mat. I had to like move chairs around to sit because we'd find an area that like we could all sit in, but there wouldn't be enough chairs. So some of us would have to go hunt down chairs and drag them over to where we were. And I think some of the employees, um, that kind of mat. Yes, this kind of mat. Hold on, I gotta move shit. Don't worry, Joe. It's just a condensation ring. It will go away because I do keep it conditioned. One of these mats. Yeah, that's the mat you're talking about. I guess I am one of the cool kids. Okay, sorry for all the racket there. But yeah, Scotch. Joe makes some of the most spectacular mats. Like he uses the best leather ever, and his technique of putting logos on and shit is beyond compare. So yeah, yeah, yep. Like we said, Maddie, he does not want his products associated with your scrotum. Yeah, it totally did, Joe. It took very, very long. I thought we were still talking about Blade Show shit, and he threw the mat thing in there, and I'm thinking yoga mats, and I'm like, well, I don't know that a lot of people had yoga mats. Maybe the Bally kids had yoga mats, but maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I got it. Oh yeah, doesn't Maddie have a mat? Isn't that a thing that's true? So is he just being a baby about this whole ball region thing? I have two mats now. Joe's the best. Is it Costco goods? And your grammar and punctuation sucks in that comment, Matt. Um, okay, let's start at the beginning. I have two mats now, so that is true. Joe is the best leather worker there is. That is also true. But he himself is a denier of crotchal goods, and that can't, with no apostrophe, stand. It can stand because it's his business. He's the leather worker, and if he doesn't want to make crotchal goods, he doesn't have to make crotchal goods. All right, Eddie. Good to see you, brother. Glad you hung out for this middle of the night impromptu live stream. We'll see you later, brother. It- that's what I was thinking too at first, Crispy Critter. But once I broke it down into Matty Ease, I realized what he was saying. Basically, he's just being butthurt because Joe has standards, is the thing, which is cool. I mean, I get it, Maddie. You really want the feel of leather against your nether regions, and I mean, I'm not going to kink shame. It's just Joe's not willing to do that. And that's his prerogative. Marty just has greasy fingers from snack time. Hey, well, I guess on the plus side, like as much as he snacks and as much as he feels around his balls, he would at least keep that leather conditioned with all the snack grease. So take comfort in that, Joe. I just don't know that you want your logo down there. Yeah, greasy ass grapes. You probably had it probably wasn't just grapes. It was probably like grapes and pepperoni and salami and maybe some summer sausage or jerky. And it was probably the greasy jerky too. You know what, actually, Marty, if you would like to state your case, um, you have access to this live stream. You can come up here and state your case, but I think you're gonna hide behind your keyboard is what's gonna happen. What's up, Joe Isabella? Marty, you gonna hide behind your keyboard, or are you gonna come talk to the people? Because I mean, you can do it with the click of a button. I don't have to send you a link or anything. I'm sensing chicken shit. You're hiding under your blankies. Hmm, that's pretty weak, dude. Is that do you have your grapes and salami and shit under there with you? Joe, you walked into a typical bash Marty session is all. It's one of our favorite things to do. Like basically everybody piles on Marty, and then Zach is like the voice of reason, and but he still throws some jabs in there. And the funny thing is, his jabs are the funniest because he is in fact the voice of reason. Yep, Marty needs a whoopee and a bank, a baba needs his deity change. Are you sucking your thumb right now, Maddie? Yep. And that's Marty's snack tonight is meat and grapes. Well, I would not say Zach is equally as guilty. He has plausible deniability, but when he does join in, it's the funniest of all the jabs. So don't try to bring Zach down, Maddie. Okay, Zach is a successful YouTuber, and just because he's more successful than any of us, you don't have to try and make him feel bad about himself. Okay, can we agree on that? You can be a baby if you want to, hide under your blanket, but don't insult Zach. Maddie likes to actually stick frozen grapes up his booty hole. So see, I he types one finger at a time. He's not even trying to freaking roast you, Maddie. If he was trying, he'd have all 10 fingers going, and you would feel your soul melting on the other end of the computer. Oh, dude, that is actually a great idea. And if you could figure out the rules of that and the logistics, that sounds like it would actually be fun. That sounds like a whole nother version of Knives Live that we could do. That would be fun. Okay, speaking of the hole, is it weird to wake up during your colon scoping? Um, I would say no. And actually, I never knew you were fully asleep during said colon scoping. I thought you were just kind of like made comfortable and they gave you the don't give a shit shot. But still, I mean, if you're asleep, I don't think that's weird at all to wake up. If I fell asleep in my bed and something went up my butt, it would probably wake me up. So I think that's totally normal, Zach. And then we got Crispy, who is Zach's Minister of Defense. He's got backup, Maddie. So sorry, buddy. I asked the nurse if I want. Yeah, that I'm gonna agree with Joe. That's a strong defense instinct. And see, I don't get it, Marty. Why do you have to bring other people down to your level? What did Joe do to you to make you insult him like that? Because we know that's not true. Like if we ask Joe right now if he asks for no meds and wants his whole scoped all natural, he would say no, that's not true. So why are you lying about Joe? I mean, just because he won't make you a piece of leather that you can put against your nutsack, you're gonna be mean to him. I thought much higher of you, Maddie. I really did. But you're starting to disappoint me, dude. And every comment he's posted is just basically, I don't want to make you a cod piece. I don't want to make you ball blankets. Yeah, he see he is absolutely mean to you, Joe. And I feel like you're just over there trying to run a business, trying to earn a living, raise your family, and Maddie's trying to put the kibosh on that, and I think that's bullshit. My doctor thinks it's funny if I want to rock paper scissors as he puts his glove. That's actually kind of funny, dude. Yeah, nut cups. Like he does not want to make Mattisfaction related testicular products, and I think that's well within his right. So you have no reason to be mean to Joe. And one, like for one, you big up his products and then insult him. That's wrong, dude. Yeah, cyberbullying is definitely not okay, especially with a evil little icon like I mean, a fiery bird, dude. That looks scary. Like, look at Joe's. Like, he's got this like really gallant shield with the sun and like that's gallant, dude. And then yours looks scary. It's like a bird on fire. Like it looks intimidating. So I feel like that's intentional. Yep. Leather shaming, cyberbullying. Maddie takes advantage of the fact that he's 7 feet tall. I will tell you that. He thinks the fact that he's the size of Chewbacca it should intimidate people into doing what he wants them to do. So, yeah, I mean, I got your back, Joe. So you don't have to be scared, but I understand why you're scared because it's rough, man. Probably a smart move unless he starts a subsidy one industry, call it wet leather or rock hard leather works. I, Steve has a point there, Joe. I mean, you don't have to make anything for Maddie, but there's a whole industry right there that's just begging for leather. Like, can you imagine if you made the leather products for Judas Priest? Rock Hard Leatherworks established 20 by who? Who established this so-called company? Because I know Lancelot Leather was established way before that, and that's a legit company. So I don't know what you're getting at here, Maddie. Just name the company Butter. With Cthulhu in the shield. What? Where do you see Cthulhu? That is not a Cthulhu. You're you're obviously doing drugs, Maddie. I don't know that Steve wants to be involved with this shit. I think he might be on Joe's side. I think you might be on your own, Maddie. Hugs, not drugs. So you want to hug people to get them to make things that touch your balls. So I'm starting to think you're a little bit perverted, Marty, which concerns me a little bit because you work with children. And that can get you ended up on a list that you don't want to be on. So you might want to be careful about what you say because the internet is forever. Honestly, can't smoke hugs. How dumb. Well, I don't know. There's a way around everything, Joe. Even Isabella has turned. Wait, who's Isabella? Mainline them. Who's Isabella, Maddie? And who is she turned against? I'm guessing she's turned against you because you've come in here quite with the on a rampage here tonight. Lancelot's power is stronger than I thought. Oh yeah, you've greatly underestimated his power for a long time now. You've met Gandalf, right? Well, times Gandalf by about 100, and you get Lancelot. So basically, what he's saying is, you shall not pass. But also, while you're over there frantically typing, tell me who Isabella is. Oh, Joe Isabella? Well, Joe Isabella didn't turn. He stayed the same person he's been. It just he doesn't line up with your narrative, Maddie. So now you're trying to make him look bad, which is messed up. Who is in the chat? Yes, Joe Isabella is in the chat, and no, he didn't turn. He just didn't fall in line and lockstep with your narrative. So now you're trying to make him look bad, like you tried to make Joe Lancelot look bad. Steve, are you actually thinking about going into business with this kook? Please tell me you're not. He will run you into the ground. Oh my god, no, we're not. No, no, we can't make that kind of deal. Not here on this live stream. Yes, and who's I'm guessing Maddie is Maria. Um, Steve, he seems like he would be a shark. No, maybe a jet. Um, let's see. Lancelot would be a shark. Uh, who's Tony? Leather and sex work go together like peanut butter and jelly. Are you into the sex? Is this why you need the leather? You're actually you're doing sex work now? I thought you were working with children. Lancelot is a starfish. Well, I hope that's a compliment. I hope that means he's a star and he doesn't have to fish for compliments, is what I hope you're saying. I really hope you're not calling him an anus because that's rude. Leather. Yep, just woke my wife up, told her we're going from working in the AG industry to porn. She was confused. Confused, confused, but open to it, or confused and like, fuck off, dude. Because I mean, if it's the former, you might have some opportunities there. You know what? I'm just gonna go out on a limb here, and Lancelot, if you're still in here, I'm pretty sure Matisfaction just called you an anus, which I think is highly unacceptable. And if I could time him out, I would. But wait, I can delete comment. Oh wait, I can't put use. Can I do that? I did. I think I just did. I think I put Maddie in timeout. Now I don't know how to bring him back because I don't want him permanently banned. I just timed him out. She's under the impression. Wait, she's under the impression. She pause it. She's the camera person. He is very rude, Joe, and I don't think because it didn't say ban that I clicked on. It said time him out. So uh, I hope I didn't permanently ban him. I might have to go into YouTube and unban him if that's the case. But I think I just timed him out. We'll find out in 5 minutes. Or actually, let me message him on Instagram and see what we actually did to the poor guy. Oh, okay, cool. He's just timed out for 300 seconds. That's a good amount of time for him. Yep, Maddie would be a great fluffer, I feel like. And the great thing is he can actually hear us. He just can't respond. So we can say all kinds of shit for the next whatever less than 300 seconds and he has no response for us. Yeah, he did. He needed some time to think about his actions. And see, that's I feel like that's something he says to the students that he works with. He tells them you need time to think about your actions and maybe you'll come back with a better attitude. So maybe he should take his own advice, you know, lead by example and such. It does. It does, and it also feels weird without that strange dynamic that Kyle and Palmer have, both insulting. I don't know if it's the same mom or each other's mom, but there's sex involved and yeah, inappropriate things that would piss most people off, but they seem to be okay with it. So let's see here. Cool. What's this guy doing? Um, let's do that. Okay. Yeah, there was some dick and balls guy that showed up, so I think I put him in timeout too. Maybe him and Maddie can work things out and learn how to be better people when they are allowed to come back into the live stream. Yeah, Maddie said I just timed him out for 300 seconds, which is he said that right before he came back as Dick and Balls, which is pretty inappropriate screen name. Much more inappropriate than Sofa King Dumb. Oh, he blew me a kiss. This is an unscripted, unscheduled live stream that you are now a part of, sweet Cal Coonley, with your wrench. We got you and Zach in here with wrenches, and basically what we've been doing for an hour and 19 minutes is abusing Matisfaction, and it's been a lot of fun. So if you want to join in, you're more than welcome, honey. 4 a.m. Oh yeah, you're East Coast. It's 3 a.m. here, so it's like barely nighttime. I'm pretty sure somebody in the chat was sitting at home and basically said his name 3 times is what happened. And I would let's see who's in here. I wouldn't put it past Crispy Critter to have uttered the Kyle Coonley name 3 times. Was it a glorious shit? Is my only question, Kyle Coonley. Oh yeah, and Kyle also apparently Steve and Maddie are going to break into the porn leather industry, um, making ball holders, maybe whips and uh, things that hold titties and stuff. Yep, I see that makes total sense. Crispy Critter said Kyle's name 3 times as he ejaculated, and here he is, right here, Kyle Coonley. Yeah, that's the one I had for Shane's thumbnail that got the video pulled, even though there was I sent Shane a picture of the, screenshot. There is a YouTube video of a toilet with shit in it that has 6 million views and has been up for 2 years, and, yeah, they said they pulled his live stream for the doo-doo toilet thumbnail. He'll be back in, maybe 100 seconds or so. He kept getting timed out for some reason. Oh, yeah, that's the most that's what you tell your girl, like, "Baby, I'm gonna get you some leather titty holders this year for Valentine's Day," and, her panties will hit the floor. Like, basically, you won't be able to keep her off of you. Her, the JJ will be like a leech on your wiener. All you gotta do is mention the leather titty holders. And now, so this is a question for Lancelot, um, because I know he is very against making, leather products that are gonna be nestled up against Mattisfaction's, scrotum, but I don't know that he would necessarily be, uh, have adverse feelings to making, receptacles for breasts. So, I don't know, that's something he would have to, let us know. Sure that MC Cat or his lemmings had something to do with Shane or others. Maybe I'm crazy. Um, I I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but there is definitely something going on with Shane's channel, and I don't know who these people are, but I don't put anything past anybody filing complaints, and because it's just been very strange how shit's gone down with him. Running a free mammogram check this month. That's right. And Kyle's old school. He actually has his mouth calibrated, and that's how he does the mammograms is with his mouth. Um, he's accurate to within 100 of a thousandth of a tumor. So if anybody is interested or knows a female who's interested, um, yeah, Kyle is definitely doing the free mammogram thing, purely out of charity, not for his benefit at all. It's for the health of breasts, and like he says, to brush up on his tongue braille reading because that's a very vital skill for a man to have. Don't threaten someone with your army of mouth breathers. Then weird. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you have a very valid point, Steve. Um, I don't remember uh that portion of the video. I know it's true, but even before I heard about that, I was speculating that somebody is trying to take him down and is apparently succeeding. Which I think if he would just contact the powers that be, he could get it straightened out. No, he's definitely not licensed. You ever heard of a doula, uh, or a midwife? Like, he's like the ball and breast version of a doula. He not necessarily a licensed physician or anything, but he is trained in the art of um, checking for abnormalities in the scrotum and the breastal region. So let's take a road trip next door and make Vinny piss his bed. Oh, I don't even know how to do that. Let's see. Hold on. I would have to sign on here. We might do this. If this might work. All right. All right. I'm live. Turn this volume down, and then there's a way to invite guests. There we go. Invite guest. Copy. Copied. All right. Matter of fact, I'll just drop it in the chat. If anybody else wants to join, they are more than welcome. And there she is. All right. YouTube. Do that. Continue. Okay, allow. Do camera facing front, facing back. Yep. Okay, that works. It's going to be vertical. We do this. Do that. And we're going to add this stage. This is my room. All right, there we go. I had to cut the mic off. So this is the room. Lots of shit. And once I leave the room, I'll turn the mic back on and we'll fuck with Vince. Hello, buddy. You're on a live stream. You're on a live stream. Oh, good night. Okay, we're back. He was very confused and said it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and that was the end of it. That was fun. No. 100% yes, he was. Well, you said arm, but I think it was like actually arms. I feel like he pretty much went right back to sleep. Ooh, cheddar goldfish. Love. I used to love goldfish until the glutens took over. So no more goldfish for me. I I have actually well, I hid it outside of his room one time, but the best one was I actually hid the Bluetooth speaker in my room after we had gone on this hike to a it was a supposed haunted car in the middle of the woods. He was convinced that it was haunted, and I hid a Bluetooth speaker in my room, and was playing like creepy little girl voices, and like she said something, and Vince got up and was headed to the door, and she clearly said, "Don't walk away. I want to play with you." He stopped and turned around, and he goes, "This isn't fucking funny anymore," and ran to the door. So yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. I don't know if I could have made it happen because well, I did have the flashlight on, so he woke up. Um, oh, and actually, he was almost half an hour behind. It's almost 3:30 in the morning, and he just said it's 3 in the morning. What the fuck? Yeah, actually, if he asks about it in the morning, I'm just gonna be like, I don't know. What are you talking about, dude? What? It must have been a product of your Ambien, because that didn't happen. And the thing is, like, if I hadn't, because I hadn't actually had to nudge him to rouse him, I probably could have put the spoon in his hand, and who knows what would have happened if he woke up in the morning holding that spoon. No, I'm not going to delete it. I'll let him watch it. He deserves that. So, let- I want to do something real quick. Of the people that are in here, where is everybody located? I know Maddie is in Arizona. I know Zach is in Oregon. I'm not sure where Steve is, or Crispy Critter, or Joe Isabella, or I don't even know where Kyle Coonley is. I feel like Kyle Coonley's like Midwest, maybe. I don't know. Um, I don't know. I just like to know where people are in the world. Central West Virginia for Crispy Critter. Ohio. Oh, I did know that Joe Isabella was in Ohio. Um, I dated a girl from Ohio, and the funny thing is that most people from Ohio have no clue where the place is that she's from. But so Joe Isabella, do you know where Pomeroy is? Meigs County. The way she put it is directly across the bridge over the Ohio River. Like if you leave Ohio and go across the bridge, you end up where Marshall is, which is where she went to school. But okay, so Joe from Ohio does know where Pomeroy is. Apparently, her dad. It's such a small town. Her dad was like the preacher, the county man or city manager, like librarian, like a bunch of different. He wore a lot of hats, and owned a cattle farm, I think. But from what I understand, it's a very tiny town. Yeah, that's basically what I gathered from hearing. There is nothing down there, and it is in southeast Ohio. Farmland. Yep, because they were farmers. Um, they grow hot girls there though, because she was a hottie. But other than that, I know there's a lot of opiates in that town because that's apparently what they're known for amongst the young folks. Um, and where are you at, Kyle? Just just for shits and giggles. Country girls tend to be hot. Yeah, she's matter of fact, we can show you pictures. I mean, not that I have, but they're on Instagram. Or I do have some in my like Google pictures, but they're probably from way back. Which she actually um lives in Rancho Cucamonga, California now. She just up and moved out there with her aunt to get away from the countryside, I reckon. These are all pictures of her baby. Because I mean, not mine. That some she this was a previous relationship. She's this is long ago, and she's married with a kid now. Damn, Caitlin, you're very proud of your baby. We get it. I know you have some of you jumping around on the beach and shit. I think she even had some from way back when. Of well, there's her and her dad, and that's in Meigs County. And, I believe. But yeah, anyway, so dated a girl from Ohio. That's not far from crispy Midwest Ohio, Dayton, Ohio. Okay. Oh, so you're in Ohio too, but you're in actual Ohio, Ohio. Steve's in Nebraska. I've always wanted to go to Nebraska. part of West Virginia. And Joe's pretty sure he's got family in that area. What's up, Top Dog? Long time no see, brother. How you doing, man? This is just a random off the cuff thing. Just hanging out, bullshitting with some homies. Probably not going to be on here much longer. Got a bunch of good folks in here though. Did wait, did we run Maddie off for good? Oh no, he was still here when I went and violated Vince. Doing good, Top Dog. Doing good. And while we're at it, Top Dog, where are you located in this fine country? Well, Zach doesn't necessarily ever sleep, but in his defense, it's only 12:30 where he is, so on a Sunday night. And I feel like not giving anything away, but the line of work that Zach's in, there's probably rotating shifts, so he might not be working tomorrow. I don't know. Indianapolis, Indiana. That's another place I'd like to go. I'd really like to go watch the Indy 500 at some point in my life. That's a bucket list thing, but not on the infield, like running the risk of dying and shit. But yeah, I would definitely love to go watch the Indy 500. Speaking of, have you experienced that, Top Dog? All the small towns are gutted. Business run by Dawson. See, and that's I can say one thing for the little tiny town in South Carolina that I lived in. They were really trying to build up downtown with locally owned businesses, and that was cool. So, but yeah, I know for the most part, especially um, in the southeast, mainly just East Coast in general, they're gutting these small towns and putting little Dollar Generals and all that bullshit and getting rid of the family owned businesses, which is a bullshit. Uh, but hopefully that's going to turn around. I think I feel like people are starting to realize that running those small family owned businesses out are actually hurting the economy. So hopefully that'll turn around. Working with local tribe tomorrow. Well, that's cool. Right on. What tribe are you working with? I'm not a member, but I am from the Cherokee tribe, which I don't think is up in the Pacific Northwest. It's mostly around in this region and southeast. And Top Dog has definitely been to the 500 many times, and I'm very jealous, dude. Because yeah, I mean, even if it's I just would love to go to the Brickyard, even if it's for the NASCAR race. But mainly, 100% would love to see an Indy 500. And that's another bucket list crispy critter, watching a race at Bristol. And Joe's going to get some caffeine so he can put up with this bullshit. Huh. That's pretty amazing because that's exactly what I am. I'm 3/4 Irish and 1/4 Cherokee. So my biological dad's parents were both uh, Irish. He was first generation American, and then my biological mom's parents, her mom was her parents were Irish. She was first generation American, and then my granddad was full blooded Cherokee. So, and then I, of course, grew up in the South, so I feel like I was just destined to drink alcohol for my entire life. Like I don't have a choice. I'm Indian, Irish, and Southern. So, oh yeah, yeah, I feel you there. I could not imagine the female version of me. I think it might be part pun, part truth. I hope Joe makes some good coffee. I'd love a good cup of coffee, cup of Joe, as it were. I hope it's like maybe a medium roast. Yep, I'm off on Sundays and Mondays. So yeah, with this being officially Monday, I am definitely off today. And then I go back to work on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then boom, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, I am off for Blade Show because we're leaving out of here sometime Thursday morning, and we're not coming back until next Tuesday. It's a local Oregon tribe. That's what's up, man. The indigenous people are the shit. Look at that. Speaking of indigenous people, there's Mimo or Mimo, however you want to pronounce it. And dude, just because you're in the far east of the continent of America, we're not all at 542. I'm at 342. So Canaan, Canadian tribesmen. I know the one thing I know about Mimo is he grows some delicious tomatoes, which I have seen evidence of. No, I started. Well, me and Shane went for a couple hours, and then about 2 hours ago, I started back up just for the hell of it. Um, just and if I'm prying and it's none of my business, just tell me so. But what do you do with these with the tribes, Zach? What's your I don't want to say what's your purpose. We know what your purpose is. But, like, what is your involvement with the local tribes? Because that sounds pretty freaking interesting. Oh, and also Kyle Momo is my daughter's nickname. What the hell? What's going on, freak show? I will have you know, all of you guys in here, all 11 of you. Well, I guess 10 because the 11th one would be freak show. I literally leapt into that man's arms at Blade Show. It's a ceremony they are doing in their area where they have some tribal land. Okay, right on. Heck yeah. And you are there to facilitate, I'm guessing, which sounds cool. Are you just throwing it out there? Are you able to take any pictures of or video? That would be some really cool content. Um, Not taking advantage of the indigenous people, but as a maybe a homage to them, that would be cool. Oh, right on. I mean, it'd be cool to see some photos. There's another thing that y'all may or may not know about Freak Show is he has a magnificent wife and equally magnificent puppy dog. Yes, sir. I will definitely be there. We will be there um, from Thursday until Tuesday, so we'll be there quite a while. No, Kyle, I'm pretty much stuck on. Uh, well, speaking of stuck porn and stepsister porn. So yeah, I'm good with that. I got you, Zachy. I mean, I'm not definitely don't want you to put yourself in a awkward position. I mean, if you're freely able to get some pics, that would be awesome. But if not, I mean, definitely don't worry about it. How big's that pup now, Freak Show? How much he weigh? Because that's been a year now. Is Grump? Oh, I hope so, dude, because that was the highlight of the pit experience last year. And it wouldn't have been if we had known what it was, but to just see it on the floor and at first it looked like a literal turd, and we thought Freak Show's said puppy may have evacuated said turd onto the floor, and then we kind of kicked it with our foot and flipped it over, and it was hollow. And then I was like, "Damn, it looks like a boiled peanut shell." And then we picked it up, but no, it was rubbery and turd shaped and had a face drawn on it. And then hilarity ensued from there. 60 to 70, heck yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty pup, dude, and real sweet. He, oh my God, Memo's going to Timmy Hortons, and I am jealous as shit. Yeah, I don't even Jeremy, I don't know how old the pup was last year. I mean, he was a puppy, but he was so sweet and sleepy. He was all cuddled up on Mrs. Freak Show. Speaking of, ow, on my bookshelf, I have a little this right here, which was hand painted by a Mrs. Freak Show, and you can even see on the back, Panda Love Mrs. Freak Show 2023. But yeah, that stays on my bookshelf over here. So make sure Mrs. Freak Show knows that I love the shit out of that. Five to six weeks old at Blade. Yeah, that tracks because he was a tiny little feller, but very well behaved from what I saw. Which begs the question: are y'all bringing him this year? Look at there. There's a cat on the bed. What's up, Butters? Hey, Butters. What you doing, buddy? What's up, Butters? Come here, buddy. Oh, there's the Butters. Hey, Butters, look, you're live. Say hello to the people. I know you're freaking out. All right, go run around. You gotta stay home this year. Too much puppy. Yeah, I feel you there. Might bring Butters, carry him around in a backpack. Um, which his backpack will have to be on Crispy Critter's back, as I'm piggybacking Crispy Critter around Blade Show. So it'd be like a double stack. Kind of like what is that that old, was it the Brementown musicians where the animals stand on each other's back. Yeah, it might be that kind of situation. Um, Zach stuff. How about explain to us this new Benchmade lock and let us know, is it going to be better or worse or the same? Because that was the first I had heard of it when Shane was talking about it earlier. But I'm guessing the way he's making it sound, it's basically going to be an Axis bar lock, but there's going to be a like a leaf spring under it instead of two Omega springs on either side of it. And what's your opinion on that? If you're still around. He's a Roddy, Steve. They got them a little Roddy. And pretty as the devil. The Axis, okay, here we go. The Axis Lock 2.0, but they do the one with the torsion spring set up. Hopefully, they release the info on the next version next month. So there's another version other than the torsion spring setup, or hopefully they release the info on the next version. Okay, so there, yeah, I'm gathering there's another version besides the torsion spring setup. Um, what's your take on what they're doing? Because I mean, me personally, I have no problem with Omega springs because even if they break, you can purchase even better quality Omega springs from Etsy for super cheap, and they last a long while and easy to install, so no big deal. Which I mean, I do only have the one Benchmade right now, but I know how it performs, and I'm interested in what they have coming out. I like the Axis lock, and they have already worked on upgraded springs. The next locks I can't talk about yet. Oh, okay, gotcha. Um, Proprietary shit that, as the president of the company, you can't discuss right now. I get that. Um, okay, yeah. I feel like the fact that you said that there's some exciting things coming out, which I'm looking forward to checking out. But yeah, thank you for the info, Zacchaeus. he sent he sent himself an NDA. Ah. And I'm going to tell you, I have never met Zach in person, and I have also never met Marshall in person, but I've seen pictures of them both. And if they're not the same person, they've got to be related. And the Marshall I'm talking about, I think his last name's Henshaw, but he goes by Martial Law 123, I think, on Instagram and YouTube. Um, his nickname, just because it's the way it looks, is Marshmallow. And he's a really good guy too. But the first time I saw pictures of both of those guys, I swore they had to be related. I'd like to see a Narrows just to see how thin it is and what the hate is for. See, there's the thing. You have not been seen together very often. Have you been seen together at all? Because I would put out there that maybe y'all are actually the same person. And that's part of the mystique. All right. Let's see if I can get you a good picture, Steve. I mean, I know it's not going to be near as good as holding it in hand. That's a good. Okay. That'll kind of show the narrowness of it. If you can see that right there, that looks fairly narrow. This right here, it looks pretty narrow. Not necessarily my favorite blade shape, but it doesn't look like a bad knife at all. Mostly about the price. Yeah, I feel like that is what happened. I feel like you went to breakfast and then maybe did a few wardrobe changes and pictures were taken to make it look like there were two different people there. Um, but I mean, that's just my opinion. Um, let's see. I don't really care for those little cutouts. Like, it is whatever, but it's not a horrible knife. Let's see what the price is. Let's go to Blade HQ, just see what their price is, because it's $522. Yeah, that's a little steep side for me. Just saying. I mean, just for what it is. At $150, maybe I would 125. I'd say that's a cool knife, but yeah, not for that price. Not a fan of access locks from any brand, so it's not just BMA. No, I would agree, um, except for the fact that when I first got into knives, I had a bunch of Ganzos, and their access locks freaking suck. Like, they will rub the skin off your fingers. So, um, comparing this one to those, like, it's pretty much streamy. but it's definitely not my favorite lock. I would actually prefer a titanium liner lock. Like, not even a big fan of frame locks. And that's a good question. Um, I think it's a combination of brand loyalty, and then also with the ball lock on the Manix. Let's see if I can find mine. First of all, the spring is different and stronger because it's a coil spring, but also in the manipulation of the lock, you can just pull back on one side and it doesn't bind or anything. I mean, I can pull back on one side and it pretty much goes down, but you have the possibility of the bar binding. With the Manix, you can just use one finger and it doesn't bind or anything. But I think it's mostly brand loyalty and Benchmade hate, and that's just my opinion. And I mean, I'm with Freak Show to the point that I've never had any issues with an Axis lock, but I don't necessarily prefer an Axis lock over the ball lock, except when it comes to disassembly and reassembly, because these things can be real bitches to reassemble. And if anybody has some just titanium Manix 2 scales laying around that they want to get rid of, uh, let a brother know, because I would love to put some titanium scales on this bad boy. And this is a weird Manix. This is a, see if I can get it on the but yeah, it's a saber ground coated 154 cm blade. And Kyle actually has a good point too. The depending on, because when I've gotten the like stronger Etsy Omega springs, the detent's pretty much the same on an Axis lock and the Manix, but um, with like factory Omega springs, the detent's definitely going to be a little weaker on an Axis lock. I don't think so because I don't know what a freight on lock is unless you're not talking to me. You know, Crispy, I really like my Carta too, but for some reason I've fallen in love with like plain titanium. And if it's gonna be micarta, I want it to be like some rough like canvas micarta. I don't want any of that shiny, slick, plasticky linen crap. That's a good one, Jeremy. The M4. I've got the M4. It's coated, but I've got the M4 Shaman with the micarta handle scales, which incidentally, I would love to get some titanium scales for that too, but they did some special edition blades. It's a knife store in New York, had some hologram versions. Yeah, I looked up on this. I bought this off of either Reddit or Blade forums. I think it was Reddit. I think I bought it off of like R Knife Trade or whatever on Reddit for super cheap, and it came with black G10 scales and a set of brass scales, which I put on, and the brass scales were like way too heavy. And I don't remember what I did with the black G10 scales. And then Shane gave me the brown G10 scales, so I put them on. But I desperately want titanium to put on it. Went all fucky after a few months. I had the lighter spring kit. The detent just kind of died one day, flopping out. Well, damn, that blows. I'm guessing there's a way you can buy the original spring or whatever to put back in there. I would hope. Just wait till Thursday and email Molly. Maybe she can find one hidden at her house. A Freyden lock knife. Oh. I know Zach's got the inside info on the Molly Justin situation. Even though it seems like they would be like warring factions, like there'd be turf warfare between the Spydercos and the Benchmaids. You know, there'd be a rumble going on with Zach and his Benchmaids and Molly and Justin and their Spydercos. No, yeah, no, this is, I literally bought this off of it. I'm thinking now it was R Knife Trade on Reddit. I paid a dude like $60 for it, and just for the hell of it, and dig it. But yeah, it's just a regular ball cage lock Mannix. Oh, you have turned Justin to the dark side. That's cool. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, that's true because I remember when the hell if I can remember what it was called, but the it was like the clip point axis lock. I can't remember what the damn Benchmade was called, but Justin was very impressed with that. So I will answer for me, Crispy Critter. The Mannix XL is too big for me to actuate the lock. So like when I hold the knife like this and pull down on the lock. The XL, the butt of it actually extends down here, and it's hard for me to get a grip in my palm to pull the lock down. So it's too big for me, but it just depends on how big your hands are. I can show you my hand in relation to a regular Mannix or a bug out. I don't I don't have the smallest hands, but they're not the largest hands, but they just don't mine don't work with a Mannix XL. And it's not like it's not a huge knife and just awkward or anything. It just was a matter of actuating the lock for me. And what do you think about that, Mimo? Uh, Quality wise, is it worth the money? Um, because I checked out the original Vision and it was cool. Just had no desire to throw down the money they were wanting for it. But I do like the concept. Oh well, you would absolutely have zero problems with a Mannix XL crispy. Um, it would probably actually be more comfortable for you to get the XL than the regular. It's the lock mainly. Yeah, that's the appeal, I think, of that knife is the lock. I mean, it's a cool lock. Um, I feel like it's more of a fidget factor type thing than it being an actual magnificent knife, which I think is kind of the thing with Snex. Period. Like he just comes up with innovative locking mechanisms and doesn't necessarily make it an awesome knife, but it's cool to fidget with. I mean, not that it's a bad knife, just doesn't make it better than any other knife. And I can say, Kyle, I didn't think the Wii version was a horrible knife at all. Like I thought, I mean, it was a perfectly fine knife. I just thought it was a little overpriced, and the price came from the hype of the lock, and the lock wasn't necessarily better than any other lock that was less expensive. It was just kind of innovative and kind of a novelty. And if you didn't manipulate it right, you ran the risk of actually pulling the lock completely out and the blade just flopping around if you ended up pulling up on it, which I'm not a huge fan of being able to totally like just disengage a lock to where it doesn't work on accident. Which once you know what you're doing, you're not gonna do it, but it's possible to do it. Oh, okay. That's a good thing. It definitely needs to be fixed in place. In the car, I want to check out the Atlas lock. I'm so out of the loop. I don't even know what the Atlas lock is. Oh, and they fixed the pocket clip. So the pocket clip's not like on the weird like edge of the knife, like the back. I think the on the Wii version, it's on the like back of the handle, like the spine, where it fits kind of weird. Which I think that was just to be original or whatever, but it wasn't very practical. Well, I would definitely be interested to hear Mimo's thoughts on the Vision FG. And I tell you what I am excited about is the fixed blade version of the F5.5 that Shane is currently making. Um, and like, there's no rush, no clue when he's going to get it done. Don't even care. I'm just glad that I'll eventually have one. I think it's going to be pretty damn cool. And I feel like at some point, Kyle, like if a good deal pops up, there are specific things that if I can find for a good deal, I will purchase them. Um, and mainly, that is if I can find an Emerson Mini A100 in stock for a good deal, I might buy it. And also, depending on Donnie Bless's prices and Scott from Edgy Blade Works prices, I might try and pick up one. I mean, it's not going to be one of each of those three things. It's going to be like one or the other. If I can afford one of those three, I might pick it up. But mainly, no, I'm just going to hang out with the homies. Yeah, that's I'm cool with that crispy critter. I think there's only going to be three made, and originally it was when I was probably like 3 years ago. Shane was talking about he was going to have the capabilities of making fixed blade knives, and I said I want a fixed blade F5.5. And he was like, I could probably do that. And I said, and I want to be the only one that has one. That's my design. That's what I want. He was like, yeah, yeah, cool. Well, like within a week, Jason Brown expressed the same interest. And then he came to me and was like, hey, man, Jason Brown, like literally out of the blue, said the same thing you did. And I was like, I'm cool with him having one. So then he made a third one, and I was kind of uncool with it until he said he was like, "Well, Crispy Critter's getting it," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm cool with that." Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be rad, man. We'll be fixed blade bros. Yeah, and honestly, more the biggest probability is I won't come home with anything except for Good Times and Memories. But those are the options that are out there that like I'm definitely not looking to pick up the latest Kaiser or CJRB or nothing like that. But like there's specific things that if they are available and the price is right, I will definitely grab them. Otherwise, I'm just there to hang out with the peeps. Well, I mean, and that snacks lock is cool, especially if they've fixed it to where it stays in place and there's no chance of it popping up. It's definitely a cool lock, and so if it's a budget ish version of it, I'd definitely grab it and just let us know what you think, man. Oh yeah, 100%, dude. Like the past three, wait, two. I've gone 3 years total. The past 2 years have been nothing but memories, and they were kick-ass memories. Like we had some good times, man. Met some of you guys from the chats. Like I said, I literally leapt into Jeremy's arms because I had he's standing there talking to me like he knew who I was because he did. I didn't know who he was because I'd never seen his face. And Big Red EDC was like, "You know who that is, right?" I said, "No." He's like, "That's Freak Show." And I didn't do it intentionally. It was a natural reaction. My feet left the ground and I ended up cradled in his arms, um, feeling all safe and shit. And yeah, that's a good memory from Blade Show. Um, Getting to hang out with freaking Love Them Knives, being with him being drunk as shit. That's a good memory. Yeah, just all the people you get to hang out with, man. It's a lot of fun. I did get to very very briefly meet Joe because I was coming down with some kind of horrible disease, and he showed up at the Airbnb. But I was at least able to go out and say hey for about 2 seconds. This will be Freak Show's third Blade show, and he's only bought one set of scales at Blade. Um, how many men have thrown themselves into your arms at Blade, Jeremy? I'd like to know that. He was a bit tipsy in Vegas for SHOT Show this year too. Wait, who was tipsy? What me? Because I wasn't at SHOT Show, so it couldn't have been me. Um, Lee. Oh yeah, yeah. LTK is always tipsy. That's his thing, dude. I'm the only one. There you go. I'm a one off, dude. Stones or supplies. Kyle, I wouldn't say like necessarily good deals. I would say they're definitely a little bit knocked off of retail price. I mean, but it's not going to be necessarily worth paying for travel and buying your tickets and all that shit. I mean, it wouldn't. I don't think it would make up for that. But yeah, I mean, the shit's there is it's gonna be discounted a tiny bit, but no like crazy deals. Oh yeah, will do, Jeremy. I mean, that's where we saw you last year at the Tempest booth, and then and of course in the pit with the poop and the puppy. Love you, dude. Have a good day at work, man. Look forward to seeing you and the lady and the pup. Well, not the puppy because apparently he's too puppy and he has to stay home. But we'll be thinking about him. Well, Kyle, I'll tell you what. You tell me what you're looking for, and I will hit up the booths and tables that have those materials and equipment and let you know the prices. And if it's worth it, we'll work something out and get it to you. If not, no harm, no foul. Because I mean, it can't hurt. Just have somebody scoping out the prices for you. Zach, don't even do that. Don't, because we don't get to see you. So don't tell us how great it is to see other people. Because I mean, you're on my bucket list of people to meet because I have yet to meet you in person. Not to make you feel bad or anything, but just saying. What kind of partnership, Kyle? Oh, are you looking to partner with a company that makes sharpening supplies? Because I don't know. I think you have the talent to do that, but that might not be what you're talking about. But if you are, I think it's a thing that could happen. Um, Brand ambassadors. Dude, I'm gonna tell you what, Kyle. It would almost and by almost I mean it would be worth you showing up at Blade Show with examples of your work to bring to the vendors to so they could see in person. That would go a long way towards getting a brand ambassadorship. But that I mean that's just my dumbass opinion, just from things I've observed. Rubbing elbows goes a long way in this business of knives. I like if you've got the talent and you can rub an elbow or two, it goes a long way. And I know I don't think you're able to make it, so I'm not trying to make you feel bad or anything, but I think the opportunities there for you when you are able to make it, and it'll be a whole lot easier to lock down than it would be via social media. That's what I'm screaming. Surprisingly professional, and also apparently he makes knives sharper somehow professionally. The company you're talking with isn't going there foreign. Well, I mean, if you've got something going on there, that's yeah, that's definitely a plus. Um, but I feel like in person, you would. There's a lot more options out there than just like as far as U.S. companies or even foreign companies that are going to be at Blade Show. I feel like there are more opportunities there than with the ones that aren't going. But if you have an opportunity with a company that's not going, just keep working that angle and see what you can do. Because I don't think you'd have a problem with as good as you are at what you do. I don't think you'd have a problem getting something going with them. But I just think there's a lot more companies that you could also partner up with that would benefit you. Yeah, he does. Smoke and mirrors are involved. Warlock shit. I think there's a sorting hat that's used at some point. There's definitely some magic with a K going on. I mean, look at his name. It's Kyle Coonley, two Ks right there. So yeah, definitely magic with a K going on. Um, I mean, we still love him and we deal with it because of the end result, but doesn't make it right. Dude, if it is TS Prof, Kyle, I'm going to tell you what, I've used other sharpening systems and people can say whatever the hell they want to, but that TS Prof does work good. I mean, I wouldn't be supposed to, yeah, I definitely wouldn't be supposed to that, thinking you probably meant opposed to that, but dude, that TS Prof works great. Um, especially with the what is it? Is it the Toma stone or whatever? I think that's what it's called. But anyway, you get that one stone to get the major meat off, especially when you're reprofiling an edge, and then after that, it's just like butter. And just the angles, like just the I don't know, with that TS Prof, the adjustability you have with it it's amazing. It's better than any other system I've used. But I still think Kyle's dabbling in a little sorcery. Maybe some voodoo. Definitely a little bit of the dark arts. Got a few tricks. Yeah, we know you got a few tricks. But don't they just leave after you pay them, Kyle? I mean, I'm sure they come back for more money, but uh, once you pay them, they usually leave, right? No, they bring them money. Oh, you trick them out. Okay, I gotcha. Okay, I got you, pimp. You got it going on. Pimping the hose, sharpening the blades. Got little things in the work on the side. All right. So I'm challenging. What's up, Lord Needham? You can't tell me I don't get biscuit belly. I'm in here hanging out with the friends, man. Not doing anything wrong, not being a jerk. You can't tell me to go to bed. Anyway, um I was going to challenge one of you guys, just spout off a topic for us to talk about. Just right here in the chat, just anything. It don't have to be knife related. It don't even have to be reality related. Just throw up a topic, let's discuss. And something other than Vince waking up, because that's just a normal occurrence. Could be news related, could be pop culture related. Let's see. Well, Vince doesn't actually eat cats, so we can't discuss that. Sleeping with arms on their head. We could discuss that. That is weird, and it feels like sleeping that way. Your at least your hands would end up falling asleep. But he seemed to have a decent amount of hand strength when he pushed me away when I had my camera in his face. So, um, yeah, I don't know if I know if I sleep with my arms in a weird situation, like I'll wake up, my hands will be kind of numb and kind of half asleep. Uh, but I don't know. He might be superhuman, and that doesn't affect him. Oh, Space Ghost. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but I hope you have a great day at work. And I've got a cat roaming my room again. Maybe he'll pop up and say hello, maybe not. But yeah, take care, Space Ghost. Stay weird. Love you, dude. Uh, at at some point today at work, try and EDC your ass off just for the hell of it, because that would be awesome. Yep, that is. I think that is what happened. I think whenever I shoved the camera in his face, he got a little sex nuts and retard strong. So that's uh, that's just what tends to happen with people like that. I'm not saying he's necessarily on the spectrum, but he might be a little intermingled with it. So who can say? I'm not a psychologist. Not my place to make a diagnosis, but just in my personal opinion. No, no. His girlfriend exactly like Shane Gillis. His girlfriend down at the Biscuit Belly will be cooking us breakfast. Kyle. Yeah, he's a lot like Shane Gillis. Speaking of Shane Gillis, Zach, have you watched his new series Tires? It Starts out kind of weird, but it ends up pretty good. It's got some good cameos in there, some special guests, and some of the uh, some of the characters are people you'll recognize. And I mean, overall, I think it was pretty funny. Wasn't the most hilarious show I've ever seen in my life, but it was a well done show. I did watch that on Netflix. Now waiting on season 2. I think the humor and special appearances saved it. Yes, I do too. Yes, it wasn't the most well written show in the world, but and especially if you're a fan of the people that are in it, um, yeah, that definitely saves the show. Yeah. Yeah, you can't you you definitely can't beat that, one of the WAPs is Andrew Schultz, and the other one is, I can't remember his name. He's one of, Shane Gillis's good friends. He's been on some Barstool podcasts. The guy with the Jersey accent, I can't remember his name, but the best part of Andrew Schultz being on there was his haircut. He had the freaking bowl cut. How can you hate Andrew Schultz? Andrew Schultz has the best crowd work of most modern day comics nowadays. Uh, Shane Gillis is awesome. Like he is a hilarious mofo. But Andrew Schultz is funny too, and Andrew Schultz does the best freaking crowd work. But right now, in this day and age, today, I would say my favorite up and coming comic is Cam Patterson because he's freaking hilarious. And the other one would probably be Casey Rocket, and he's actually coming to Huntsville in August or September, and we're supposed to go see him. So that'll be awesome. Yeah, exactly. Yep. 100% with Andrew. And Cam for sure is funny as shit. I feel like Kyle Coonley might be a fan of Kill Tony. No, no, he's definitely not the same league as Cam. He's got his own shtick, and if you're into that quirky, funny, it's I mean he's talented with the quirky funniness, but he doesn't have that natural delivery like Cam does. He's like Casey's just he's kind of got a shtick. Yeah, yeah, he definitely makes a great Dr. Phil. And I can't remember who it was, but they were on a show with him, and then they were talking about it afterwards, and somebody was like, "Well, what did you think about Adam Ray playing Dr. Phil?" And they were like, "Oh, that wasn't Dr. Phil." So yeah. All right, get some sleep. Have some have some fun with the indigenous folks tomorrow, Zach. I appreciate you hanging out with us, buddy. It's always good to see you. And oh, when I get some time off, I'll be in one of your live streams. Damn it, because I miss those. Oh yeah, it was, dude. That he was one of the best. I guess you guests or hosts or whatever you that shit was funny as hell. Cal. But yeah, we're me and Vince are supposed to go see um Casey Rocket when he comes to the stand up live. And then me and Shane are supposed to go see Steve-O when he comes to the stand up live. And those are both in the next couple months. All right. I think we're all winding down. Kyle Coonley. Shit. We're at three hours right now on top of the 2+ hours with Shane. So that's already over 5 hours. But yeah, appreciate you guys hanging out, man. Couldn't go to sleep. Didn't know what to do. So we did a live stream and we had a good time. And it was fun. And love all you guys. You weirdo bastards. So when you get off here, I don't care what else you do, but at least for a minute or two, EDC your ass off. Touch tips with the brother next to you, and stay weird. But I love you guys. Nighty night. Keep your buttholes tight. It doesn't take me as long as